Namaste everyone, I am Shazneen. I am the panel moderator, facilitator, and we'll begin with each one of us introducing ourselves.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Divya Srivastav. I'm a counseling psychologist and the founder of The Silver Lining. I have roughly 14 years of experience in the field of mental health. We offer services related to training, development, therapy, of course, and clinical supervision. I also work as a psychology educator with a college in Mumbai. So, my passion is to work at the intersection of entrepreneurship and mental health and ensure the generation of psychologists that's coming up is familiar with all the soft skills they need to be able to build a sustainable practice. And I'm really excited to be here and learn from my fellow panelists out here. Thank you for having me.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Rixa Parvez, founder of Inshira, Easing Minds and Enriching Soul. I am a consultant psychologist and a life coach too. I will share a little brief about why Inshira, and because we are working at the intersection of not just mind and body, but the soul also. So we are not just easing minds, but we are enriching souls. Basically, I am specialized in spiritual and positive psychology. So the work I do and with the people that I collaborate with, we are generally focusing on building the foundation, as ma'am has said, that we need to train our younger generation, the soft skill that we have to need to face the challenges of the world. So we are working at the foundation, and it's lovely to meet you all.
I'm Shazneen. I'm into teaching, writing, and conducting workshops. I've trained as a psychodynamic therapist, but I also do art therapy, psychodrama, etc. And we will each restrict our introductions to only 2 sentences, please. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Akriti. I'm the founder of MHP, and on the sides, I'm a real estate into luxury realtor. And I think my introduction says it all. पापा ने बचपन से धंधा किया है, धंधा आता है. And psychology and mental health has been a passion since I was in class 8th. I'm a couples and relationship therapist. Apart from that, I do take over clients with rape and sexual abuse. So that's me.
Hi everybody, my name is Anjali Gursani. I had a very big introduction planned, but since she's given me only 2 sentences, I have a company called as The Bold Space, and we do a lot of corporate workshops. We work with children, and I have also had the opportunity to work at Tihar, and I've written a few books, so I'm very proud of them. And I'm very excited to learn from all of them here and to learn from all the fellow panelists that were there before me and everybody who's here. I love interacting with people, so you can see the excitement here. Thank you. Let's keep the applause easy and then give you a nice
Namaste, I'm Sarika. I'm from Bangalore and I've got roughly 18 years of experience in psychology, and I've been practicing psychotherapy since probably after my degree, and I've been in this field. And thank you for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to meet and make more connects so that we bring this awareness to the world. Thank you.
My name is Sukanya. I am based in Pune, and I have extensive experience in the corporates, including IBM, Tata Group, SKF, and these companies. I used to be the coaching practice head in Tata Group for the CEOs and the CXOs. And that led me to deepen my knowledge with advanced certification in neuroscience and neuroplasticity. I own a company, Mind Boutique, and it's giving services across 18 countries. Most of my clientele is from corporate.
Hi everyone, I'm Janki Udandan. I'm the co-founder of MHP Mental Health Peace alongside Akriti. I'm on the young spectrum in this room and on the panel. I'm a bachelor student along with being a co-founder. And I've had a lot of fun listening to the other panelists, and I've learned a lot, and I hope I can share some insights with you all as well. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Pratishtha Bhalla. I am an engineer and MBA, like few years back. That was my profession, working in AI, data science. And from there, I realized how things are working in the corporates, the IT leaders who, when the moment they have to jump to a managerial position, they face a serious challenge. They get into anxiety, panic attacks, and on the face, they would show it. They would act as the most stable leaders, not telling what they're feeling inside. And that thing seeps into the culture. Like some of the panelists today were speaking also, that it seeps into the culture, and the other people who are working with them, the teams, they end up becoming anxious. So that toxicity led me into finding a new path for myself, and I got into coaching. I'm an ICF PCC coach, along with a lot of different modalities that I learned over the years, including shadow work, art therapy, and the list goes on. But I'm trying to do this I'm trying to work on modules where we go beyond just psychology. We work on coaching people and creating a better work culture. So that is where I work in with leaders having anxiety issues, not able to find where they need to go. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you to each one of you for introducing yourself. I'll just speak very briefly about the topic, which is about leadership, resilience, and mental well-being in the workplace, the modern workplace. The way I envision leadership is that each one of us is a leader. We all have leadership qualities. Resilience is about bouncing back, but that doesn't really mean that you're always performing. Bouncing back also involves taking a pause. And emotional well-being is very much connected with the physical well-being, the familial, as well as the social well-being, the environmental well-being as well. So I very briefly defined what each of these mean. I've requested each of the panelists to please give us a brief 2-minute speak about what they feel is most important, and I will have to interrupt you if you take more than 2 minutes, because our time has been cut short. So this time I don't intend being rude, but I do intend that each one of us has a voice and that we involve the audience as well. So take 2 minutes and that's it. Thank you.
So when we talk about leadership, resilience and emotional well-being, we always talk about resilience as bouncing back from adversity. And I think a larger question that needs to get asked is, what is adversity? Because when we look at organizations right now and we look at human capital, the people who are working with them, even when we talk about EAP services or we talk about destigmatization, they should have access to mental health. The first thing we also need to ask is, systemically, what is correct in place at that workplace, at that organization? Because being resilient does not mean adjusting to burnout. Being resilient also means, are there policies in place, first of all, by the leaders, by the people who are running the organization, that are actually employee friendly and not performative? A lot of people who have used EAP services will give you this feedback that yes, it is there, but I have a meeting, I cannot really skip that meeting and go for this particular wellness session that has been organized. Or there is a session in place, but I am constantly getting calls. So is the workplace culture even built to support the facilities it claims to provide? I think this is where, as leaders, we also need to become better listeners. Whether we are listening to the employees, whether we are actually paying attention to what they are saying, or are we trying to, glitter or sugarcoat those concerns and be like, oh, we are providing this, we are providing that. So I think the key to being a good leader and enabling mental health at work starts with empathy, and I think we all need to do a better job at building that. That's it from my end.
Thank you so much. Can I borrow your phone, please, for a stopwatch? Thank you. Please can start.
Okay.
Yes, please carry on.
Okay, adding to this perspective, what I have been doing and what I have realized that on paper and with the aim and vision that the companies are having, mental health practices are being promoted. We have weekend sessions, which we have mental health services, outsources to HR, and everything we are doing. But everything just looks good on paper, because the major thing that I want to focus on is that our leaders are also trying to give better mental health support, but somewhat they are lacking in the soft skills that a leader should have. So what we should do is, first we should focus on the leaders itself, because as I have said that we are working on the foundation. A foundation for a good mental health place or a good workforce is that a leader should know when an employee is not feeling good, when an employee needs some more time for the deadlines or anything else. So basically what I will add on to all the perspective is that leaders should be trained on good soft skills, on psychological perspectives, and then everything will be in place, hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. I think when we talk about leadership, when we talk about toxic work culture, when we talk about overload of work, I think there are two separate conversations that we need to make. One, when the leader is working, they are also under pressure, and that's the same pressure that they are also projecting towards their teammates. We can focus on helping them, making them learn this, but I always say this, that a leader is a thermostat. The company is a thermostat, and you need to adjust the temperature. It's not a thermometer, right? And somewhere, if you are saying that, oh, my team is toxic, oh, my team is doing this, oh, my team is doing that, it's a representation of how things have been. So I always ask this question to most of my clients, and this is something that I have seen a lot in the therapy sessions, that they come and tell me that, oh, we had a 2-hour workshop on employee well-being, we spoke about stress management, but then later tonight, my manager is saying that I have to finish this by 11:47. So a workshop is not your solution. Solution is your individual responsibility as to how much you do for yourself. You cannot keep having a blame game that my manager is that or my employee is that. I think a little social responsibility that corporates have to take, a social responsibility that employees have to take, a social responsibility that leaders have to take. If you consciously decide that, okay, I want to do better, you will become better. And that is why all of us are here, right? We daily work with people who want to change their life. It's the ones who do not really feel that they're there yet. So I think if you are here in this room, one thing that I want to leave you with is ask that question to your friend, to your parent, to your child. What are you doing to be better? How are you changing it? How are you questioning the culture around you? What is the environment around you? When you're reflective enough, the change will happen. And I think the change happens better when it's not involved with a lot of blames. That's my bit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At the end of 1 minute, I'll just put my finger so you know you have 1 more minute.
Okay. Thank you. Well-being workshops at workplace is coming into picture now. That's where already the leaders are at the position of, CEO and team leaders and managers. Unfortunately, they were never exposed to any such workshops, and yet they have reached that position. And they bringing up such workshops for their team members itself is a big challenge, what I have been facing right now working with clients like Standard Chartered Bank, JP Morgan, etc. Now, I feel the leaders are also being aware that yes, we need to be sensitive towards what our employees are feeling, and at the same point, even they have been very extremely pressurized to even talk a sentence to the employee that, okay, I can't say that, I need this at 11:47. The pressure is both the sides. Hence, we play a vital role in bringing the awareness that how can we put across our sentence or our expectations with empathy and not crushing their self-confidence, self-image. That is a non-negotiable thing what I have been practicing right now working with my clients in corporates, that how can we put our conversations empathetically without crushing their self-image. So that's been my goal, and yeah, I'll pass on.
Thank you.
That was for 1 minute. You have 45 seconds.
Go on.
Okay. All right. I will bring in the neuroscience and neuroplasticity aspect. That all of these things, leadership, emotional well-being, and resilience, root down to 3 things. The human mind works on only 3 principles: safety, belonging, and mattering. Period. The good organizations will take care to make people feel safe, also belonging and mattering, right? And I'll give you an example of Ratan Tata. Why did Tata Group flourish so much under his leadership? Because he had this inherent capability, And leaders or anybody can give what they have inside of them, right? And the opposite of belonging is trying to fit in. And that's where the whole challenge and the stress is, right?
Okay, so Okay, so Shazneen told us that in layman terms, we often think of resilience as bouncing back from things, right? Or being very stoic and professional when you are in a daunting situation. Divya told us that research or studies tell us that resilience is positively coping with adversity or trauma. But if we look at the workplace, resilience also shows up in the small things, like if I am a young employee or if someone new is joining the team, or even if someone is uncertain of what they are doing, right? If they are submitting a task and they are thinking, did I just confidently submit the wrong thing to my manager? Or they are overthinking a comment that their co-worker made. That is also resilience, because you are fighting through those things to get to the end of your day, right? As people who are change makers and decision makers in this room, in the mental health industry, I think it is very imperative to understand that if we radiate positivity and encouragement to our team members, to the employees who are under us, it will be reflected back to us. As ma'am said, that we are a mirror to our employees, right? What we give to them, we get back. And if we want to be emotionally intelligent leaders who have a resilient team, who have a team whose mental well-being is protected, we need to be aware of the boundaries and the work environment that we are creating. I have had leaders, both who have been very, appreciative of me, or who have talked with me negatively about other co-workers. I have been through a lot of leaders. I have been under a lot of people. When I have reached this stage, I know what not to do with my employees, and that is exactly what we need to know from our experiences, what not to do. What to do will come naturally after that. Yeah.
Thank you. To add on to the points my friends have just shared, I would like to say that it won't make a big difference till we change the corporate culture from competing to collaborating. Every time we are thinking we have to compete with the fellow person in the team, because that would depend, that would mark our performance. Based on that, we will be retained from the in the company, we will be promoted, or we will be removed from the company. So people stop themselves from sharing what they know. So I had these colleagues who would not share the knowledge they had, just because they had the fear that if I share what I know, I would not be able to move to the next level, or I will be removed from the company. So that fear is still there. What we need to do is we need to create a culture of more collaboration, where we are not seeing others as competitors. People are more marked on basis of what contribution they made during this their tenure. Were they able to help a fellow employee? This could be a point system where we are giving points to people based on whether they helped a colleague in crisis, where they were, if somebody is not learning something, did anybody give an extra effort to do that? So these things go unnoticed. If you help a colleague, it is not in the performance metrics. So people are not focusing there, and it is creating that culture of loneliness. And as WHO also says, 1 in 6 people are today suffering from loneliness. So we can start with the corporates by working on creating a collaborative culture rather than competing culture.
Thank you so much. I actually feel like I've been in the military for a bit. I'm briefly going, sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I listened to every point out there. Leader this, leader that. लीडर को वर्कशॉप दो, उसमें चेंज करो. लीडर को भी तो बैलेंस लाना चाहिए. आओ तुम्हें लीडरशिप की साइड दिखाती हूँ. An employee reports to me saying, sorry, I can't join the meeting. My cats are fighting. An employee comes to me saying, oh my God, I forgot to wake up. I'm sorry, I didn't give you a leave request. Oh my God, I have periods. I cannot take the session. Guess what? So do I. Guess what? I have to wake up every day. I have to go to a client. I have to sit with them. And maybe in my other work, I have to go do a site visit. So I think we ourselves are putting too much pressures on leaders itself, because everybody has talked about how the employee feels. Nobody's talking about the kind of work the leader does. And yes, I do agree with you. We need to keep a balance. And with that, we need to understand that leaders are also humans. You can't just put them at a god position, because they're not. क्या होगा, लेट सबमिट करोगे मैनेजर के पास, थोड़ी डांट पड़ेगी, 4 गाली पड़ेगी, but that's it. They are also humans, we are also humans, and as leaders, we need to understand if we hold those skills in reality to be leaders or not, because it requires a lot of resilience, it requires a lot of decision making, long-term thinking, and if you don't hold it and you don't hold the scope to learn it, do consider being an employee. That's my bit.
Thank you so much. I'll briefly summarize. So basically, a lot of points were brought up. Leaders as thermostats, soft skills, being under pressure, the social responsibility, the workshops which are challenging, and then we also have various workplaces that people have worked at, the importance of sensitivity, self-confidence, neuroscience, belonging, mattering, safety, decision makers, change makers, all of this, the importance of learning what not to do, positivity, boundaries, and collaborating, not just competing, and trying to keep loneliness at bay. I think that kind of summarizes what we feel is important. I now have 5 minutes for audience participation, and we could have this as either Q&A or if you'd like to share something. But again, we just have, how many of you would like to say or share something? Put up your hand, then I'll divide it by how much time we have.
It would be great if they want to share experiences.
Yes.
It would be nice, because I think
All right. So there's one hand up. Anyone else? All right. Will 40 seconds suffice so that we can have as much? Yeah, 45. Why don't you start it? It's 45. Yeah, so we'll have 45 seconds per person to please share, and then we bring this session to a close. Yes.
Mental health first aid training for leaders.
Yeah.
QPR, question, persuade, and refer. Okay, so just as we have CPR training, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, mental health first aid has got QPR training. There's a QPR institute in California as well. So what's your opinion about leaders undergoing QPR, and there's so much resistance to undergo, or how do we manage this?
Okay, so just one person can answer this, yes, and then we go on to the next, yes.
I think it's not just about leaders taking that up. I think if you are a person who is an adult and is working, it is absolutely essential for you to take it, because right now, of course, we are focusing a lot on corporates, but there's also businesses, right? There are also people who work at the lower levels, right? People who we want to support but are not able to get that support. So I think when you talk about a training like that, it has to go to each and every person. Leadership is just a position you get after working a lot of years. I as a person, if I want to be a leader, or I as a person, if I want to be sensitive or have empathy, it has to be a skill.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, the next one, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Isha.
Yeah, so there's a camera person there, and as far as we're not blocking, yes. Yes.
So I really agree with the point what Akriti brought up. Being a founder, being a leader, I've been a leader since a lot of years. There's always a thin line between maintaining a balance, and I don't know how to do it. It's easily putting it out very loudly that because being a female and an empath, being born, raised that way, it's very difficult for me to maintain a balance between being a strong leader, founder, and an empath. Because I feel a lot of guilt towards the question when you said कि मैं उठ नहीं पाया तो भाई मैं क्या करूँ, तुम नहीं उठ पाए तो I have to tell you something, but I cannot because I understand that sometimes I also wake up late. So how do you maintain this balance between being a founder, leader, and an empath, for example? So any one of you will.
So I'll just continue on what I was saying earlier. See, it usually depends on how prioritized the work is. If there is a client waiting and the therapist comes and says, "Arey, main to zyada so gaya," why? Do you not have your systems in check? Do you not have your alarms in check? why were you up so late? If there was a genuine reason, I understand. I will, postpone that. But if you were just doom scrolling on your Instagram, that's on you, and you're not getting the payout out of it. So you have to really understand how the factors are affecting. Yes, sensitivity is important. Yes, Gen Z has become super sensitive. It's a major line wherein even I am struggling to find what is genuine, what is not. And as long as you're getting some genuinity out of it, I think you'll find that balance.
Can I just add one point?
Yeah, and then
I
we'll
just
go on
want
to
to-
the next sharing. Yes.
Yeah, just one point here. I experience this too because I do get to hear this. Okay, I didn't get up in the morning, and as a leader, how do I react, and as a founder, and how do I do this? I think if my employee is coming and telling me that Sarika, I could not get up, I just didn't come. The first thing is I've created that safety that they can come and tell me this. Hence, my leadership role there, it is sorted. And another part is if my employee is genuinely like how she's saying that, maybe that is one of the days that the person has done that, he or she is having that freedom and space to come and tell me this. And hence, even I'm okay that, it's okay. Let me not be a leader. Let me just be an employee or a friend to this person that today this has happened. But if it's repetition, yes, then there is some other version of yours which comes out there. I think that's the line that we need to balance, is it coming as a repetitive pattern? Then it's, as a leader, even I'm somewhere going wrong that I'm allowing this to happen also. So there's a two-way corrections there, to the employee and to the leadership also.
Yeah, that's it. But then they will not respond because, yeah. Yes, please.
Do the salary or the payout depend on?
No.
So may I suggest,
At least me.
please, I'm going to pause here. May I suggest, we are all here around. Please have a one-on-one conversation. The next question will be the last question.
Yeah, let's do that. So
yes.
anybody wants to add thought, anything?
Someone had their hand up there. Yes,
Yeah,
please
please.
share. Tell me.
More than a question, I'm actually looking at, I think this is a conversation I end up having with my co-founder often, being the mental health professional and being the engineer at two ends. There's always a challenge that one, as an empath, might end up over sort of understanding things, while at the other end you might have people who don't understand it at all. But even now, for all the talk we have had in the room since whatever time in the afternoon, employee mental health assistance is still a lot of lip service. I'm waiting for World Mental Health Day to, all the posts to start showing up on I'm sure mental health professionals here who do corporate workshops, you're going to have banks and multinationals reach out to you and then they disappear for the whole year.
Yeah.
Till that is not solved, all of this conversation is just, us, a bunch of idealists sitting in a room hoping for a better tomorrow that is rainbow colored.
Absolutely.
We hope we get there, but it is a little challenging.
Yeah, let's hope together actually.
Okay, let's give her an opportunity and then we end it from there.
This was one point I was going to mention if I had the time, that, when I said that resilience is a lot of what shows up in day-to-day life. It is not just what you do on that one day in October or that mental health poster that is hanging on your hallway of your office. It is what you do every day. So that's it.
Thank you so much. 2 minutes to
Thank
bring
you,
this
ladies.
to a close.
Okay, so last
I-
thought. Okay, let's give her the chance
Yes.
and then let's close this from there.
I'm Dr. Sheila, a psychiatrist, and I agree with you, but I think that, I've been practicing for the last 20 years, and 20 years back when I started practice and talked about, okay, can we talk about mental health, and people were like, no, we can't do that. To all of us, I think apparently being really busy doing multiple workshops, I think you've reached a long way. So it's not just on mental health today. We do a lot of work throughout the year. We're getting there. Yeah, but it's a long journey. But I don't think that it's all dooms. I think there is a lot of work and positivity in every company who wants us to do these workshops. And we need to stop being apologetic about being mental health professionals. When we go in, we want to be very soft about it. Don't cover this. When we go to schools, they say, don't talk about suicide. I will talk about suicide. Don't talk about sex education. No, sorry, I'm going to talk about sex education. So how assertive we are going to be when we talk to the corporates is going to take the journey forward.
I'll just add one thing, that most of the companies for the top leaders do engage in services. Okay, only thing is that's not spoken about. And that's a big change which has happened over 10 years because the cost is very, very high.
Thank you
All right,
very
perfect.
much.
Thank you.
Each one of you, I just wanted to highlight to the audience that these panelists have put in a lot of effort in preparing the answers, and please pick their brains once we're out. Our session was reduced, no complaints, just an observation.
Not my fault.
Uh,
I'm not the one in charge of that.
Please engage with us. We are very happy to share our experiences and expertise, and thank you very much for being such a fabulous audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. And let's do a group photo.